A 119th anniversary is not a major milestone, but now seems the right time for staff to take stock of who we are, where we came from, and why it is such a privilege to be part of the Carnegie Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie funded 2,800 libraries around the world. However, the Library and Music Hall is one of only 5 libraries that Andrew Carnegie endowed. The others were in his hometown of Dunfermline, Scotland, and the Carnegie Libraries in Braddock, Homestead, and Duquesne, all in the Mon Valley where Carnegie had his steelworks. In the early 1890s, leaders of what were then Chartiers and Mansfield approached Mr. Carnegie with the proposition that they merge to become one. Carnegie Borough incorporated on March 1, 1894. The Library and Music Hall was Andrew Carnegie's legacy gift to the town that took his name. Endowment was not a sustainable model. 40 years ago, the Library and Music Hall had $136 in its checking account after payroll. Decades of entrenched poverty and egregious water damage threatened our facility, threatened our viability. Some people thought our grand facility should be torn down. Fortunately, the Chartiers Valley Partnership launched a campaign in 2003 to restore and revitalize the facility. The campaign began with a $500,000 challenge grant from an anonymous donor. The Library and Music Hall had 10 months to raise a dollar-for-dollar match from its community. Community response was inspiring. Momentum was on the Library and Music Hall's side. With 2 weeks remaining before the deadline, the campaign was just $45,000 short. Then disaster struck. On September 17, 2004, Hurricane Ivan unleashed flooding that ravaged Carnegie. Remarkably, in the 2 weeks following the flood, the community rallied to contribute $60,000 to meet and exceed the challenge. It is now $11 million later. The Carnegie Carnegie stands once again as the beacon on the hill, beautiful, valued, and more beloved than ever. Foundations, corporations, and government have played a major role in that transformation. But community support remains the bedrock of the Library and Music Hall's renewed vitality. Never more so than when Carnegie Borough signed a 20-year contract with the Library and Music Hall that gave the library stable and reasonable municipal support for the first time in its then 115-year history. Until recently, the Carnegie Carnegie's 35,000 square foot historic landmark building has been described as a well-kept secret. But staff have worked hard and worked well to shake off that shroud of invisibility.
Close your eyes and picture the library. Chances are, you'll picture us. Our library is a great combination of grand and homey wins out.
Patrons will cozy up to our iconic circulation desk, not only to check out and return books, but because the library is home away from home.
Our music hall is renowned for its superb acoustics, lovely historic ambiance, and comfortable seating. The sweepingly eclectic range of performances from Broadway to belly dancing and Baroque to Pittsburgh premieres make the music hall a true regional asset. And the studio allows local artists to connect with audiences in an even more intimate setting.
The Carnegie Carnegie is also home to a rare Civil War room. The Captain Thomas Espy post of the Grand Army of the Republic has been documented by scholars as being the last intact GAR post left in our country. At one time, there were over 7,000 posts. The Captain Thomas Espy post offers a unique encounter with a defining chapter in our nation's history to regional, national, and even international visitors.
This March, on Friday the 13th, the Carnegie Carnegie received a directive from the state that all public library facilities should be temporarily closed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our staff is committed to providing programs and services remotely.
Our connection with our community carries on uninterrupted. Give us a call, take a walk around our grounds, join me for virtual story times. We're still here.
The Andrew Carnegie Free Library and Music Hall is proud of and grateful for its 119 years of service.
I look forward to meeting you, and staff at the Carnegie Carnegie look forward to welcoming you back. Until then,
Until then,
Be safe.
Be safe.
And be
well.
well.